Hey Mena Warriors, it's Kate and welcome back to my very croaky channel this week, where I share a weekly video with you all related to menopause to help serve you best where you are at in your menopause journey. Today, I'm actually going to be unveiling the secret weapon to you managing your menopausal symptoms more effectively, and that is stress management. When you listen to the tips and the information I'm going to share today, you will realize that it's a really integral part of your experience of menopause. Today, I'm going to sort of cover the main reasons why stress has such a significant impact on your menopause symptoms. It sort of has a self-perpetuating relationship. So menopause, stress, and menopause. As we go through the menopause, obviously our sex hormones are declining, and it is the job of the adrenal glands to help pump out some of those sex hormones when our ovaries go into retirement. So if your adrenal health is good, that is going to support you through your menopause. If your adrenal health is poor and you're constantly under stress, you're not looking after yourself, you might have life stressors, this time of life, we might be caring for elderly parents. We might be dreading becoming an empty nester. There's so many things that are happening to us. We might be thinking, well, my real principal role as a mother has changed significantly. Now, what do I do in my life? And there is so much that you can do. I really want you to understand that this really is the chance for you to take stock and reflect on what you want to achieve from your life. But that doesn't mean to say it's not a stressful process. It is. Change of any type can involve a certain amount of stress. That might be excited stress. It might be, I'm a little bit afraid stress. So when your adrenal health, just bringing it back to the adrenal glands, when your adrenal health is good, your symptoms are going to be reduced. If you have your nutrition's poor, your lifestyle is poor, you don't exercise or move, you don't get out into nature, if you have a high pressure job, if you're not happy in your relationships, all that, everything, all of those is a stressor, and that will have a negative impact on how your adrenals work. They're going to be tired already, but it will also exacerbate your menopause symptoms. So when your symptoms are made worse, for instance, if you're waking up through the night with these vile hot flushes, if you're waking up through the night with that sense of dread that sort of sits heavy on your chest, if you are struggling with mood swings, if you're just more irritable, if you're putting on weight and you're finding that you're losing confidence. So when your sleep is being negatively impacted, that has then a knock-on impact to the rest of your existence. That will increase your mood swings. It'll make your irritability worse. It will make you reach out. When we're sleep deprived, it negatively affects our satiety hormones. So it will make you want the sweet things. It will make you, it dulls the hormones that tell you when you're full. It stimulates the hormones that make you think that you're hungry. So poor sleep is, of course, it's the cornerstone of our immune system. It's when the brain refreshes, it's when the body heals itself. But it is also so foundational to healthy hormone balance, all of your hormones. The other thing I just want to mention with hormones is fat. Cholesterol gets a bad rap. I've got a previous episode that I've done on the importance of cholesterol. Cholesterol is the precursor of all our hormones. So if you're thinking, oh, I'm getting a little bit pudgy, weight around the middle, I'll just reduce the fat. That is one of the worst things that you can do. Please do not reduce the fat intake. It might be that you need to eat healthier fats. I would definitely say cut out trans fats. Trans fats are in a lot of processed foods, takeaways, that sort of thing. Make sure you're eating healthy fats like the avocado oil, coconut oil, extra virgin olive oil, grass-fed butter, but avoid the not so good fats. But fat in and of itself is really is that cholesterol. I will link it actually at the end of this. The cholesterol is incredibly important to you, even more so as you go through the menopause. So be very mindful of the fats that you're eating and the fact that fats are also very good for us. Also find that fats are going to help you stay fuller for longer, as will healthy protein. It's really important that you're eating sufficient protein through the menopause. our needs tend to go up. And if you're doing a strength training workout program, which you definitely should be, and that does not mean it has to be something that makes you feel like you're dying in a puddle of sweat. The strength training programs that I have access to, we have a full range. We have them for beginners only to help if you're recovering from injury. We have them right up to sort of much more advanced athletic type strength training programs. If you need help with your strength, with your fitness, if you need help with your nutrition, I will again drop a link in the description below. Take a look at that. I can help you find the program that is going to suit you best and create a lifestyle plan. It's not just going to be for 3-4 weeks. You follow a diet for 3 or 4 weeks. No, it's nutrition for life. It is a healthy lifestyle for life. And I absolutely promise you it will support you in your menopause journey. Onto belly fat and cortisol. So we're talking about adrenal health and how important it is that you look after your adrenal health. Cortisol is one of our major stress hormones. So you might be finding you're getting more belly fat. As our estrogen levels fall in menopause, perimenopause, our cortisol levels rise. It's just that relationship. Estrogen falls, cortisol level rise. I'm not going to go into all the science behind it because you don't need to know how your television works. You just turn the thing on. So just understand that as your estrogen falls, cortisol rises. As cortisol rises, so does insulin, which is your fat storing hormone. So be very mindful of that. That's again why stress management is such an important aspect of your healthy journey through the menopause, is the fact that when you can keep your cortisol levels well managed, because estrogen's falling, so you've got a bit of a battle on your hands. So you need to be a bit sneaky, a bit nifty to keep that rising cortisol down. We also have 4 times the amount of cortisol receptors around our belly. So that means that any cortisol is going to go down here and it increases the fat that we contain around our middle. Cortisol is very catabolic. That means it breaks down. So it breaks down our connective tissues. That's why you find as you go through the menopause, all of a sudden you wake up one day and you think, oh my God, I got old overnight. It's like in my 40s, I just thought 40s were my prime. 50, everything's heading south. And I'm just trying to age disgracefully and accept the fact I'm lucky enough to get this far. But there are days when I just think, why can't I just have like a Velcro stretchy thing around the back and I could just lift it all and pull it back in. That would be a great design, I think, have a Velcro thing for us. So cortisol breaks down our connective tissue. It breaks down your bone tissue, breaks down your muscles. So another reason why strength training is such an important part of a healthy menopausal journey is when you're using your bones and your muscles, you're helping to counteract that breaking down procedure. So you can keep strong muscles, you can keep strong bones, you can keep healthy joints. Movement, strength training, walking, swimming, any kind of movement is good. Most of our joints are synovial joints. We need to have movement in order to keep our joints well oiled and the cartilage in our joints fed by the synovial fluid. So movement and strength training. So I would classify them as 2 different things. You need the strength training to keep your muscles strong, to keep your bones strong. It helps your mental health as well. It helps your confidence because it's going to help. If you're building more muscles, you're going to be burning more calories. You're going to be burning more fat without having to spend hours doing it. Most of the workouts that I do are between 20 and 30 minutes long. It's 2%, less than 2% of your day. The nutrition, when I talk to people about the nutrition, so, oh, no, I just don't want to deprive myself. You might think, oh, God, I haven't got time to meal plan. Listen, if you're tight on time, you haven't not got time to meal plan. Does that make sense? It means you must prioritize meal planning. Essentially, you need to meal plan to save time, to save money, to save waste. The meal plan is huge. I think I'm actually going to struggle to eat as much as I'm supposed to on the meal plan. All I can say to you is when I've followed it in the past, my body fat has gone right down. I've had the best results ever. I feel like I'm eating loads, but it's eating the right stuff. And that is what it's all about. I think we think, weight loss, you think, oh, okay, that means I've got to eat less, because we all talk about calorie reduction, of course, and it's science. If you're eating more calories than you're burning up in energy, you're going to hang on to fat. However, there's a lot of foods that are not high in calories that are super, super healthy, like more vegetables, for instance. And we tend to eat way too many carbs, and we tend to not eat quite so much protein. And it is just a few tiny tweaks that make the biggest difference. And I know I've been through the thought process myself too before. It's just like, oh, I don't know. I don't eat much now, and I really don't want to start eating loads, because what if it doesn't work for me? Listen, it works for everyone. It's worked for me in the past. It's worked for the ladies that I work with. If you've never started anything that's healthy, don't chastise yourself about that. Let today be your day one. There is no better time than right now to say, oh, okay, I'm going to start. Send me a message. I will help you get aligned with a program that you are literally going to fall in love with. So that's sort of just going back to the sort of strength training aspect, and the fact that when you're eating food as fuel, you're going to be helping combat the catabolic effect of cortisol on your body. And you're going to be making sure that you've got the muscle where you need the muscle, and that it burns the fat where you need to burn the fat. Secondly, I also want to just point out the danger of things like high fructose corn syrup. If you drink a lot of sodas, so again, just referring to stories, I talk to a lot of ladies who they're following the nutrition plan. They're getting good results, but there's something stopping them sort of losing the last 10 pounds. I say, okay, tell me let's go through your plan on a daily basis. What do you being completely honest, what do you eat and drink? They often say, oh, well, I've actually been having the odd glass of wine in the evening. I say, okay, fine, it's not a problem. What else? Tell me what else. Well, oh, I do have my soda every day. I like, they might be having 2 glasses of soda, whether that's Coke or Fanta, or I don't touch the stuff, so I couldn't even tell you what defines a soda, but it's a fizzy drink with flavors in it. Please cut that stuff out right now. Absolutely cut it out. If you like fizzy things, have sparkling water. You'll get used to it, I promise, and add flavors to it. So add like lemon juice, lime juice. I'll drop it. I've got some water recipes down. I created a guide. I will drop the link to the water recipes. In fact, let me just make a note of that as well, so I don't forget. I'll drop the guide to the water recipes for you. Find a healthy alternative, not soda. The reason for that is because high fructose corn syrup is hidden in a lot of foods as well, like salad dressing, ketchups, mayonnaise, cookies, crackers. Please get good at just looking at your labels. Has it got lots of added sugar? If it has, just stick it back on the shelf. Has it got high fructose corn syrup in it? If it has, stick it back on the shelf. It's not good for you. The high fructose corn syrup essentially leaches calcium out of your body. So you've got cortisol having that catabolic breakdown effect on your bones, your muscles, etc., etc. High fructose corn syrup, if you're living a healthy lifestyle and you're still drinking sodas, you're pretty much squandering all of your hard work, because it leaches that calcium out. It will create brittle bones. Also affects your gut health. So gut bacteria is so important for our mental health and reducing stress in the body. So high fructose corn syrup there are loads of studies out there about the negative impact it has on your gut flora. So one of the best things that you can do is cut out your soda. I would say cut out soda as a priority. And if you want to reduce 2 glasses of wine to 1 glass of wine, do that. When I have reached really great goals, I've still had a glass of wine in the evening, and I've still had amazing goals. It's not about deprivation. It is about lifestyle. If you're drinking a bottle of wine in the evening, you do really need to cut that back. It is just too much. It's just not healthy for you. But again, we have strategies to help you do that. There's a lot of self-sabotaging beliefs that you might have that will interfere with your progress. We all know that if we want to lose weight, maybe it could be the soda thing. You want to lose weight, you've lost weight to a certain degree, and then you think, I'm just going to have it anyway. And then the next day, I'm just going to have it anyway. And then all of a sudden you're back into this habit. Well, why did you do that? That was complete self-sabotage. It's not pointing the finger of blame at you. It's just understanding that we all have these patterns. And one of my favorite things is to help you unravel these patterns. Going back to menopause, so many of us self-sabotage our menopause. People say to me, my symptoms are awful. It's just like, okay, well, what are you doing to help your symptoms? They watch the videos. I've even had conversations with people. We've been on a one-on-one. and I've given them the advice, yet they still won't do it. That is self-sabotage. Why do we do that? When you know that your lifestyle will have such a profound and beneficial impact on your symptoms. So I've sort of gone off, I've digressed a little bit, but I think it was an important digression for me to go through with you. I want you to really understand how much power you have over controlling your symptoms. And when you understand that relationship between estrogen, our adrenal health, your cortisol levels, insulin levels, and the hidden things that might be tripping you up, then you're better equipped to manage these symptoms. So first and foremost, prioritize healthy sleep. Yes, sometimes my rebel comes out and I just think, oh, I don't want to go to bed at 9. I think I'll watch a film for a change. And then I wake up and I feel tired, and then my symptoms are worse. And then I reach for the food that's not so good. And I get to the end of the day and I probably go to bed late again because I've been reaching for the bad food all day. So I think, well, I might as well just have an extra piece of chocolate tonight. So what? Yeah. And then I sleep badly again. And all of a sudden you're in this vicious cycle again. And we all do it. Well, the majority of us do it. I do it. But when you can recognize you've fallen into that cycle, it makes you think, okay, right, well, now is the time to get out of that cycle. I think that's when having people doing this sort of thing alongside of you is such an important investment in your health, because it helps keep you accountable. I know that I have ladies in my community, they're tracking their workouts, they're tracking their nutrition. For me, I get so much pleasure from seeing that, but it also makes me think, oh, I must track mine as well. And how am I going to track it? Or do I really want to share it if I've completely let it go to pot? Yeah, we help people when it goes to pot, but it helps me stay accountable that I'm doing the things that I need to do. So essentially, by managing stress more effectively, you're going to reduce your symptoms, your sleep will improve, your particularly hot flushes you'll find will be a big one, and your food and drink has a massive impact on your hot flushes. You're going to be less crabby, your mood swings will be less frequent, those anger bursts you'll have more of a control over them, and that is going to set up a healthy foundation for you to continue to add more healthy aspects to your journey through the menopause. Essentially, you're only shooting yourself in the foot when you don't take these necessary measures to help support your journey. Mindfulness is very important aspect of it. Things like meditation, yoga, tai chi, time out in nature. You have to find what works best for you. Maybe it's just time out in nature, listening to the birds, listening to the breeze rustle the leaves in the trees. It might just be lying somewhere quietly on the floor with your legs up against the wall, because doesn't that feel amazing? Listening to soft music from YouTube. You don't even have to buy the CD these days. There are so many ways for you to just create space and quiet for your brain, for your mind, for your body. We are so busy. I think we're thankfully getting out of the phase of we always have to be doing something to be productive. Just take time out occasionally. So on top of mindfulness, obviously exercise, I've covered exercise in quite a lot of detail. Exercise also helps you gobble up stress hormones. So again, that's keeping that cortisol level down, that insulin level down. And it also gives us feel-good hormones. So it's having the opposite effect to the cortisol rising. Because if we're feeling happier, well, then that's great, because we've got more happy hormones than we have stress hormones in our bodies. You'll also find that exercise will help with brain fog and just give you a real sense of achievement every day. It energizes you. If you're struggling with poor energy, exercise actually gives you energy. It's just a scientific fact. You might feel really sluggish to begin with. I promise you, just allow yourself 5 minutes of exercise. Don't think, oh, I've got to do the 30 minutes. I really can't be bothered. Just press play, do the first 5 minutes. I bet you'll continue with the next 25 or 20 or however long your workout lasts. So focus on healthy food, focus on good quality sleep, and just know that this is a transitional phase of your life. Everybody's journey is going to be slightly different. Managing your stress really should be a holistic cornerstone to your approach to the menopause. And by embracing stress management techniques, you really can help reduce the intensity and the frequency of your menopausal symptoms. It can help improve your mood and just your general overall quality of life. Remember, this is a time for self-care and embracing the freedom to live your life to the fullest. You are 100% at the driver's seat of how your menopausal journey works out. If you're really keen to live a healthy lifestyle, you can do so much by adopting the things that I've shared today. And it doesn't have to be a complete overhaul overnight. Start with one thing. Maybe just add more water to your daily regimen. Commit this week to drink. The minimum amount should be your weight in pounds divided by half, and that is the amount of fluid ounces of water you should drink. So if you weigh 140 pounds, you should be aiming to drink at least 70 fluid ounces of water daily. So maybe start with that. If you struggle to remember to drink water, habit stack. So every time you go to the toilet, come out and have a large glass of water. And again, toilet, large glass of water. You'll find that eventually you won't need to keep going to the toilet so often. Your body will get used to having more water in it. And you'll find also that you'll start to get thirsty faster. Your body needs the water. And yes, you can drink too much water, but this we're not dealing with that case right now. If you could start to add more water to your your weekly regimen, do that for a week, and then next week get to sleep a bit earlier. Prioritize your sleep. Avoid the caffeine. Avoid the chocolate. In fact, I will also drop in the comments in the description below the healthy sleeping habits ebook as well that I've got. I wrote one for some of my psychotherapy customers. You'll find that's really helpful in helping you get the most out of your sleep. And I promise, when you sleep well, it will make the biggest difference to every aspect of your life. Remember that what you feed yourself with food and drink is also going to have a big impact on how you experience your menopausal symptoms. You might think, I don't want to change anything. Okay, that's fine. That's entirely up to you, but you will have worse symptoms. If you're really struggling, I highly recommend you make a few tweaks. You'll love it. You will feel so energized. You'll feel so happy. You'll feel so confident. Everything improves when you look after yourself. And I really recommend you try it if you're not doing so already. If you are doing so already and you're still struggling, please drop in the comments what you're struggling with. I'd love to be able to help you if I can do, even if it's just like a quick message of advice of things that I know that have worked for me or the ladies that I work with. It's not all about getting started with your fitness and nutrition. It might just be that I know something that you may not have thought of that might be able to help you. So I'm here to support you, to serve you, and I hope this was a helpful video. My brain is so fogged up with this cold. So if you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future episodes. And if you've got anything you'd like me to cover in a future episode, just drop me a comment. I'd be more than happy to do that and make it a great week. Thank you so much for your company, and I look forward to catching you again soon.